So this, in 2019, is the American city of Baltimore, filled with black folks and run by black folks. This is Baltimore, y'all.
About a year ago, city leaders identified some of the city's most violent neighborhoods.
What the hell? We should just take all this down.
To target.
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
Under Baltimore's Violence Reduction Initiative.
Ooh, Jesus.
Just last week, we went with Mayor Pugh as she toured an East Baltimore neighborhood.
Oh my God, you can smell the dead animals.
Blocks of dilapidated buildings help to hide the addiction that's crippled this community.
What the hell, said the mayor. You can smell the rotting rats. The mayor did not explain why she didn't clean up the rotting rats.
I wasn't even going to comment on the whole Cummings-Trump Baltimore story because it's just so incredibly stupid, and we've seen this story over and over again. But after seeing what I saw on Tucker Carlson last night, I knew I couldn't sit and just not say anything. This is a story that we've seen over and over and over again. Trump will say something true about a black-run city and a black representative that runs that city. And of course, the Democrats and the left cry, racist, racist, it's racism. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen before in my life. And we keep making this same mistake over and over again, black folks. Yes, black folks. Whether you Democrat, Republican, I'm talking to you black folks. This is our city. This is a city that we run, a city that's populated with our folks, and it's yet another hellhole in the United States of America. And what do? When someone points it out, who happens to be white, then it's, oh my God, it's racist. It's not racist to point out the fact that Baltimore is a hellhole. It's been a hellhole for a long time. They had a whole show on HBO, The Wire, that shows this Baltimore being this hellhole. This is not new. But now once President Trump says something, oh, here we go. Now it's the worst thing in the world. Last night, I was watching Tucker Carlson, and he invited this Baltimore City Council member to come on his show. And I thought it'd be interesting because it'd be nice to hear from someone, in the city council to know what's going on. And Tucker tends to bring on people who have differing viewpoints, meaning that he brings on a lot of liberals as he's, skews conservative. And what I saw, it alarmed me, but it didn't really alarm me because I'm really not shocked. So take a look at this clip just take a look at this foolishness. We'll talk about it after.
The city of Baltimore has received $2.3 billion in federal assistance. Didn't seem to do much, though. Where did that money go? One answer might be corruption. Two of the city's mayors in the past decade have had to resign following corruption scandals. Robert Stokes has seen a lot of this. He's a Baltimore City Councilman, and he's nice enough to join us tonight. We're happy to have him. Mr. Stokes, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
So this is not an attack on Baltimore. I live near Baltimore, and I've always felt sorry for Baltimore. But you have to kind of wonder, what did happen to the $2.3 billion the Fed sent Baltimore over the last 10 years? It's not evident when you drive through.
Well, I'm actually not here to talk about what happened to the money, what happened, who didn't do what. I'm here to talk about how hard Baltimore City residents take care of their neighborhoods, clean up, those kind of things, and talk about 400 years of structural racism, not just in Baltimore, all over the country for black people.
Okay. That's okay. That's an interesting topic, but I mean, it doesn't quite get to the key question, which is, why have two mayors resigned? What happened to the money? Why is the murder rate higher than almost every country on the planet? What is the core problem in Baltimore, do you think?
The murder rate comes from 400 years of structural racism, which leads to poverty, which leads to inadequate education, which leads to crime and now mental health for 400 years. So the money that we do get from the federal government is just not going to reduce crime or people's need for adequate housing, for apprenticeships to give a livable wage. It's just tough when it's been 400 years.
It does seem like, though, when Marilyn Mosby, the prosecutor, stopped prosecuting some crime and instead started going after police officers in the city of Baltimore, the murder rate went up. So racism may or may not be a factor, but this is a black-run city, And the murder rate went up when the police stopped addressing crime in the way they had. You don't think that's a factor?
Yes, but the murder rate went up again because of racism, structural racism. Again, I'm going to keep saying it, 400 years. It leads to crime and poverty, inadequate education. And Marilyn Mosley talked about marijuana. We had a police department that had some issues, some problems. So Commissioner Harrison is working on that, put some structures in place and holding people accountable in the police department.
So if 400 years of structural racism is the cause of the murder rate and the poverty and the filth on the street and the crumbling buildings, I mean, there's not really, and you said that federal money doesn't make a dent in it. What you're basically saying is there's no solution.
There is a solution. The solution is to work with the federal government to give us immediate federal money for infrastructure, for housing, for those persons who are working poor, and more technology for our police department.
What do you mean? Baltimore's got more abandoned buildings than any city on the eastern seaboard. I mean, you've got more housing than you know what to do with. They're knocking down housing because you don't have enough people, because people are fleeing the city. Why would you need more housing? It's the last thing you need.
More housing because you have affordable housing, but you have working poor people that cannot afford home ownership. We need people to have some wealth. And if you can't afford a house because you're making $32,000 on a family of
but
three,
houses are free in Baltimore. They're knocking houses down. No, they're knocking houses down. You have too many houses, but you're saying the federal government needs to buy more houses for you?
No, I say the federal government need to give us more money to create more housing opportunities, one, and rehab some of the houses that are actually in the neighborhood. The ones they're knocking down because of the structure is gone. It's not worth the rehab. It's damaged and the structure is gone. And create new housing.
Okay. Ms. Stokes, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Those don't seem like solutions to me, but it was nice of you to explain them anyway. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
So y'all see this idiot sits on national television and when asked straight questions about the people of Baltimore, about the way the city is run, about the way the city is right now, and the fact that we're having all these issues with Baltimore, he's going to really sit up here and talk about some 400 years of slavery and white supremacy and all sorts of crap. Black people, are we buying this crap? Like, are we still doing this? Like, is this something that we're still doing? Well, I need to know. This is foolishness. They do this over and over and over again. Any type of ineptitude that the Democrats do in all of their cities, whether it be San Francisco, whether it be Baltimore, whether it be Philadelphia, whether it be Kansas City, St. Louis, Detroit, all these cities, a lot of these cities have had black mayors. Have had black mayors for a long time, or at least Democrat mayors for a long time. You see Kwame Kilpatrick of Detroit. You see Sharp James of Newark, New Jersey. You're seeing now the new mayor, Mayor Breed of San Francisco. So what's happening here? What's linking this all together here? Is it because everybody's black, so all of a sudden you get black leadership and the city just goes to pot? No, because when you look at somebody like Mia Love was represented for Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City never had these type of issues. So what's the issue here? The issue is corruption. These black folks are using this money, just like Catherine Pugh, who just got kicked out of mayorship in Baltimore.
The mayor of Baltimore officially resigned today after being investigated for weeks over the sale of her children's books. The FBI and the IRS raided the home of Mayor Catherine Pugh last week. Pugh has been under investigation by Maryland officials for sales of her Healthy Holly books. In March, the Baltimore Sun reported Pugh was paid $500,000 for her books by one of the state's largest hospital networks. She also reportedly sold another $100,000 worth of books to Kaiser Permanente while the company was seeking a lucrative city contract.
They're using this money that they're getting from the federal government. They're taking our tax money and they are playing us. They're using it for whatever they want to use it for. That's the real racism. Y'all want to blame white folks and Trump. Trump don't run none of these cities. This has been going on way before there was Trump. All through the Obama presidency, this was happening. But it wasn't racist then. The real racism is the fact you have your own black folks, your own black leadership that you have installed and put on this high pedestal. They're the ones that are playing us and using us. That's the real racism. The real racism is the fact that our own black leaders can sit around and talk about, oh, Trump is so bad, when they're the ones that have been playing us for years. for years. What are we going to finally do about this? It is ridiculous, black folks. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. And damn it, we're not stupid. And I refuse to sit by and sit around and go along this crap like, poor black people. No, this is dumb. And we need to wake the hell up and see what's going on. It's about damn time we wake up, and thank God we have a president who's actually putting these things out in the forefront. Because Lord knows if Hillary would have got in, the same thing would have been going on and on and on. And what's more important than anybody getting elected, than any talking points on either side of the aisle, is the fact that there are people, black people, American citizen people in these cities suffering, while you have every Democrat in the whole House of Representatives talking about the border and people that aren't supposed to be here. Black people, wake the hell up. What are we doing here? What are we really doing here? Let's really think about what we're doing here. At this point, black folks, we have a decision to make. If we're going to continue to allow this wokey bullcrap to permeate through our cities, we're going to continue to pivot toward Jim Crow and all this other stuff that doesn't even exist right now, to not have to answer straight questions about where we're failing, then guess what? It's never going to change, black folks. It's never going to change. We have to stop this crap, stop blaming Trump for telling the truth, and fix our cities, and start to put our black folks that we put in office, make them accountable. Elijah Cummings is not a black leader. John Lewis is not a black leader. Maxine Waters is not a black leader. These are Congress people. These people are people that we put in office to get a job done. None of these people are Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, and we need to stop venerating them as such. John Lewis is still, after 60 years, he's still riding on a butt whooping he got in Selma. Okay, that's terrible, but guess what? You weren't the only black person that got beat up during the civil rights movement. My parents are 66 and 76. I hear about this stuff all the time, about the stuff that really happened. Okay. That's terrible and horrible. But what are you doing now? What have you done for me lately? What's going on now? This is ridiculous. We know Baltimore is a hot mess. We know it. So we're going to fix it, or we're going to blame Trump. And if we're going to blame Trump and we're going to talk about racism, then we're already defeated, black folks. And we may as well just get ready for the squalor, get ready to be a second-class citizenship forever, because that's what's happening. Democrats are importing illegals over you, black folks. Hello, this is happening every day, but all y'all sit here and talk about is Trump, and Trump said this, and this is racist.
A year ago, the president's remarks about Baltimore would be the conventional wisdom, basically. Even Mayor Catherine Pugh of Baltimore would agree with them. But now, his comments, we are told, are the latest evidence he's not simply a bad president, he's literally just like Hitler.
Anyway, President Trump's use of the word infested. Infested. It's a word. It's vermin. It's a Hitlerian term. You go back and read Goebbels and all that stuff. It's all about the Jews in that case. It was its use of the word vermin, infested. He's obsessed with this thing about cities.
Well, and this is the Nazi playbook, right? I mean, you dehumanize people. You say they're infested. It gives you the reason to, I don't know.
Well, exterminate them.
To exterminate
or
them.
something like that.
This is stupid, black folks. We're getting what our hand calls for. And it's a damn shame. It really is. We are capable and beautiful American people. And it's about damn time we start acting like it. So what are we going to do? Are we going to fix Baltimore, or are we going to blame Trump? That's the decision that we have to make. You tell me what you want to do, black folks, and get back to me and let me know. This is ridiculous. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know how you feel in the comments. And if you really love it, I mean really love it, be sure to donate. All donation links are in the description of my video. Your donations go toward me making more videos like this and getting more of the truth out there. Until next time, remember Benji's 3 Ps. Practicality, patriotism, pragmatism. The most important of these 3 being pragmatism. Thanks so much, you guys. God bless. Until next time.